As a former felony prosecutor teaming up with a former commander in law enforcement, we have made a major impact for our criminal defense clients. We have teamed up to hold the government accountable to make sure that they go through their investigative paces when our clients are found to be charged with a crime. John, you want to give the viewers a few examples of how we've worked together on that front?
Yeah, probably the easiest case to really talk about is cases involving some type of sexual assault, right? Because those are typically the hardest cases, because you have somebody saying that this person did something, and so it's essentially a he said, she said. And so what ends up happening is that, the one party that is reporting the crime tends to have the bigger voice to law enforcement. And so law enforcement is taking all this information in from that particular individual, the alleged victim, and saying all these things must have happened, and then goes out and makes an arrest of the other party. Well, the difficulty in that, right, is that it's a he said, she said, and law enforcement doesn't care, right? They don't care that they've gone out and made an arrest and, maybe potentially ruined somebody's life. So the idea here is that, we work together to dissect those cases to say, okay, where are the facts, right? Where are the things that we can look at as far as how this whole interaction happened? What we find out is that a lot of this is a consensual interaction, right? They meet up, but one doesn't know that the other is maybe married or in a committed relationship. And so because now there's a problem, because now they have to maybe explain to that other individual, right, that they did something maybe last night, they make these allegations. And not that there's not true sexual assaults that happen, but the important thing here is that we can't allow for just one case to slide by. And so who's holding the government accountable? If you're going to go with a lawyer that doesn't understand that process, the criminal process, doesn't understand how facts are gathered, you're probably going to take a plea or you're going to be convicted. And what we're trying to do is minimize that exposure, right? Minimize that exposure to the client so that we can give them options to say, look, here's where the investigation is really lacking and maybe helpful, or hey, this is a tough case and maybe a plea is the better option.
Right. When we partner on a case, it's more than just a case number. We understand what you have to lose. We understand the lasting impact of any type of conviction, whether it's a deferred sentence plea, the domestic violence that could last a year, or whether it's going to be on your record forever. And John San Agustin and my firm have really held the government accountable, produced results that have made the innocent people walk free.